Everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David Baruch Hashem. Chanukah Sameach to all our listeners, Freilich and Chanukah, wherever you are. We're so grateful to be here in Eretz Yisrael. Baruch Hashem. Nes Gadol Shahaya Po. Right? A big miracle that happened here in Israel. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. We invite everyone to come to live in Eretz Yisrael. Okay, we are learning Likutey Halachos, and we are in Hilchos Birchas Hamazon, laws of benching. We're in Halacha Dalet. Today we're up to letter Yud 10. Okay, and today we're going to learn about the karbanos that the Nesiim, the presidents of each tribe, brought a special sacrifice. There was a series of sacrifices that was a one-time event, and each tribe brought their own set of sacrifices. And Aaron was the Kohen, and he was the one that took care of. He sacrificed all the sacrifices that were brought. Okay, and today that's what we're reading about. That's what we're reading about now on Hanukkah, right? Today we read about on the fourth day was Shevet Reuven, right? We just learned about that. We read about that this morning. Your Aliyah, sir. Okay, all right. Here we go. Okay, Koirin b'Chanukah Parshas HaNesiim. So therefore, on Hanukkah we read. They figured out what to lane each time, right? In other words, the Torah is big, right? So now it was a new holiday. So what will we read about? Right? There's 8 days, and we want to read the Torah every day. So what will we read about? So they came up to read. We'll read about the Nesiim. Again, that happened. And when did this happen? This happened on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Right? There was what was called the Zayin Yemei Miluim. Those were the 7 days before Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and that's when Moshe Rabbeinu was erecting and disassembling the Mishkan. He was doing the sacrifice. He was doing the service for the 7 days. Once it came Rosh Chodesh Nisan, that's when the Mishkan was officially inaugurated, and then each tribe brought their sacrifice. Okay, right? Understand that? We understand. Okay, that's how it worked. Okay. Yeah, and so the rabbis instituted that we'll read this parsha, about these shvatim and their sacrifices. Now let's understand why that was done. Okay, again, Rav Nosson is now going to give us the message behind why was that established. Yeah, Nesiim shel Yisrael heim bechinat tzadikei yadar. Okay, the Nesiim, right, the presidents of the tribes. Right, they are considered like the Tzadikei Adar, the righteous ones of the generation. Right, that's why they are. It's not like we have our presidents today. They are the most people that have the least morality possible. But these people were great tzaddikim, right? Today they take people that have no more, whatever. Sheikar Hesparus Kolol Bahem, because the main pride HaKadosh Baruch Hu has. Right, in Klal Yisrael are the tzaddikim, because they are doing the Ratzon of Hashem. Right, they're doing what Hashem wants them to do. Right, so every time we said, like anytime we do a mitzvah, Hashem is looking at us and is saying, "Wow, I can't believe you're doing the mitzvah." Right, guys, you with me? Yeah. Okay.
Which are you on 10?
10. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. So what else did the Nesiim do? Okay, so the Nesiim, when Moshe Rabbeinu was collecting the materials for the Mishkan, and he had to make the ephod, which was I guess you can translate it as the breastplate that the Kohen Gadol would wear, and it had on it a stone representing each one of the tribes. Right, so there are 12 stones on there. Right, there's a medrash that says that Yosef, when he was when he was being challenged with Mrs. Potiphar, he realized, if I violate now, and if I succumb to this sin, my name won't be on the breastplate. I won't have a stone. I won't have anything to do with that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Sometimes, you realize sometimes we do things and we just think for the spur of the moment, but we don't think ahead. How far-reaching whatever I'm doing is. Whether, of course, if I'm doing something good, how far-reaching that is, and chas v'shalom, if the person's making a mistake, how far that mistake can go. It can go for generations and generations, like in this case. Okay. Okay, because the whole demonstration of this ephod, this whole thing, was showing how Hashem takes a lot of pride, and he enjoys the Klal Yisrael so much. Ki ikar esparis al yedei agavonim, because the main joy that Hashem has is through the colors. Through these colors. They were different, every stone had a different color. They were all different colored stones. Because all the Klal Yisrael were very different, colorful. We have different colors. We're all connected to different spiritual colors. We understand the way the color manifests itself down in this world. But there's an idea of spiritual colors up on high that again are not physical. But again, we have the physical colors down here that represent the spiritual colors up on high. You follow? Okay. So all the Klal Yisrael, I guess you could say we're colorful people. Right? We're colorful people, right? We all stem from different colors, right? We all stem from different places. Our neshamas are from different source neshamas up on high, connected all different colors. Okay? Rabbi Nachman writes about this again in lesson 38, in 5, and he writes the idea of the there's so many different colors, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu enjoys it so much. Oh, and then the main colors of Klal Yisrael, the groups of colors, were demonstrated on and affixed onto the ephod. Unbelievable. Each tribe had its own specific color. There were no two stones that looked similar. They were totally different stones, totally different colors. And you were able to discern, to see that. It wasn't very hard to detect that. You're able to see the different colors. Oh, so on that stone had his tribe inscribed on the stone. You believe that? It's amazing. They had these beautiful, precious stones, and they were able to etch into these stones, carve into these stones. Again, realize they were in the desert.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They didn't have lasers to do that. They didn't have all these things. Right? They didn't have it. Right? But they were able to still do that. It's amazing. These are all amazing things. I just mentioned these things so you can realize what a special thing it was to make the Mishkan. They didn't send an order to this place, we'll wait for this to come in. No, they had the materials there and they made everything there. It's amazing. Hainu, kifi agavin v'esparis yizbarach, she'Hashem yizbarach mikabel mizeh shevet. According to the color that HaKadosh Baruch Hu accepts from that shevet, that's what stone was on the ephod. Ki kol shevet v'shevet yesh lo gavin miyuchad, because each tribe has its own specific color, like we established, right? V'chol eilu agavonim hayu ba'avnei hachoshim v'ephod odem leruven pit da l'shimon right? He had a red one, he had the other one. Okay, govern. These were all the ideas of the displaying the Tiferes that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had from each and every respective Shevet. Ve'elu agavonim ayu mitzuyorin b'digolim k'may shamra b'seinu zechvenu l'vracha. Now, where else did these colors come up? On their flags. Remember we learned about the flags, right? Each Shevet had his own flag. And his flag was his color, which was the same color that was represented on the Choshen and on the ephod. Shebeilu adegolim ayu holchem Yisrael b'milchemes mitzvah lichveish eretz Yisrael. Oh, and then when we went to war, right after we crossed the Jordan River, after we crossed the river, right, we came with Yoshua. Each tribe went with their flag into battle to conquer Eretz Yisrael. Isn't that beautiful? And that was the main battle of Eretz Yisrael, of Klal Yisrael. Our main battle is to conquer Eretz Yisrael from all the spiritual impure forces that are in Eretz Yisrael. Because the main way that you can reveal and you can conquer Eretz Yisrael, listen, we should know this today, is by showing the beauty of Klal Yisrael. Right? And each one of the, I know in our dear Chayalim, each one of their plugot, each one of their groups, they have their own flag. And they go with their flag, right? Is that right, Rav Shalom? Right? They all have a flag. And they go into battle with their flag. Because again, that's the Isparis. That's Hashem loves that. That's why Hashem protects them. It's beautiful. And these are the ideas of the colors that were on the Choshen. Of course, it's not like the Choshen. It's not the same thing. But again, that we're doing today what we can do. We have to do today what we have to do. Shoyu mitziyorim b'digolim that were all they were fashioned and displayed on their flags. Shal yedei zeh nase kedushas eretz Yisrael v'neskalat tam shel eretz Yisrael, and you reveal the holiness and the taste, the tam, the idea, the whole beauty of the land. She'oz machniin kol hamoinim eretz Yisrael. And this is how you get rid of all of those people that are going free Palestine. We have to show the beauty in Eretz Yisrael. We do our mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael. And then they'll all go away. We have to be proud of our mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael. Because the ones that are trying to prevent us, they're saying bad things about Eretz Yisrael, right? We commit genocide. We're an apartheid state. All these things they say nonsense. Not one thing they say is true. Not one thing they say is true. Yeah, maybe you could say it's an apartheid. Well, I should say it's right. You could say it's an apartheid state, right? I'm not allowed to go into Beis Lechem, right? But the other guys can come out. So it's apartheid, but it's the reversed apartheid, right? Whatever. It's still stupidity.
You pay taxes, they don't pay taxes.
Right.
Crazy.
We pay taxes here, right, exactly. We pay for electricity, they don't. They charge us more money for electricity because we have to cover their electricity. But we're in an apartheid state.
You pay a huge tax to buy a car, they pay nothing.
Nothing.
That's why you see all these fancy cars coming out. Arabs have great cars.
Kamaisha Kasav Rabbeinu Zechayin L'Bracha B'Torah Tisha Tikunin. That's the Likutey Moran lesson 20. V'al kein heviu anisiyim daika es avonim shel achoshim v'ephod ki ikar isparis toli b'anisiyim shehem b'chinas tzadikei adar. Okay, because they were the most befitted ones to bring them. They were the ones that made the contribution for the Shevet because they were the most righteous one of the Shevet. So they were the ones most fitted to bring the contribution. Sheikar Esparis Al Yodam, the main joy that Hashem has is through the tzaddikim. And we established, v'amech kulam tzaddikim. We are all tzaddikim. Because we all can do the ratzon of Hashem. And when we're doing the ratzon of Hashem, we're also considered tzaddikim. Even though the Tanya doesn't exactly agree with that, but that's okay. Elu v'elu divrei likim chayim. Right? When you're doing a mitzvah, well, I shouldn't say that. The Tanya says, and even in each day, a Jew will find himself in the state of being a tzaddik, and each day he'll find himself within the day being a Rasha. He'll be a Beinani, right. He'll be a Rasha V'Toivlai, a Rasha V'Ralai, he'll be a tzaddik V'Toivlai, or everything. He'll be within one day. So okay, even according to the time, we can work it out with him too. Right? When we're doing a mitzvah, we're all considered tzaddikim. Okay? Kiyaz megalin or ha'isparas hazoy she'ika toli betzadike yadosh hey mechinas nesiyim, and that's what the main thing is through the nesiyim, and that's why we do it. We do it like that. So now we understand why we read the Parshas HaNesiyim on Chanukah, because again it's showing who the tribe was and the contribution that they made to the inauguration of the Mishkan, which brings a lot of joy to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the whole point of Chanukah is bringing joy to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why what we're doing is we're doing our mitzvahs and doing, okay. Now let's go to Yud Aleph. Beautiful idea. Yud Aleph. So now we're gonna discuss how we light the candles on Chanukah. Okay? It's Chanukah, right? Today's the 4th day of Chanukah, right? Is that beautiful, right? 4th day of Chanukah today. Yeah, right? Yeah. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so here, Yud Aleph, 11, everyone inside. Okay, so the Gemara goes over and the Gemara explains to us what the mitzvah is, right? In Shulchan Aruch, the Shulchan Aruch brings it down. Mitzvah ner Chanukah ish ubeisai. Right? The mitzvah of Chanukah, the lighting of the candles, is ish ubeisai. The man in his house. That's why you light in your own home, right? You're supposed to always light in the home, even if the husband is away, the wife is home, she lights in the home because it has to be in the house, okay? And they light one candle. Ner, it's not neirot, ner ishu beisai. One candle in the house. Umahadrin ner l'chol echad ve'echad. Now, if you want to do the mitzvah mahadrin, right? You know, like we buy our things here, mahadrin, right? Mahadrin. You want to do it better. So how do you do it better? Each person in the house lights one candle. One candle. That's mahadrin. And then mahadrin mina mahadrin. Oh, so then we have the next level, which is the best of the best. I guess we could translate it like that. The best of the best is Maisif V'Hailech, right? We do Maisif V'Hailech like Beis Hillel. Beis Hillel says you do Maisif V'Hailech, you do 1, the next night you do 2, the next night you do 3 and 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, Maisif V'Hailech. And that's an amazing thing. We learned about that, right? We learned about why Beis Hillel follows the rule of Maisif V'Hailech, and Beis Shammai says, no, it's Paisif V'Hailech. Why is that? Beis Shammai says, whoever is holding, right, on their level, so they can experience the light of Chanukah. Everyone else that's not holding on that level, get out. Beis Shammai says. So what do? On the first night, Beis Shammai says, we're going to light 8 candles. We're going to knock the socks off of everyone that's not holding, and they'll go away, and we'll be left with just the creme de la creme. Beis Hillel says, no. We're going to light 1 candle, and all Jews can accept a little bit of light, and then the next night we'll light another light. So we'll be able to accept more light. Then the third night we'll light another light, so we'll be able to accept even more light. and so on and so forth, to increase the amount of Jews in the fold. Ki ner Chanukah yesh mahadrin umahadrin min mahadrin ki ikar ner Chanukah hu bechinas hidor v'esparis, because the whole idea of Chanukah is to show, to demonstrate the beauty umegalin ha'esparis Hashem Yisbarach misparo mahadeh banu, to show how HaKadosh Baruch Hu has such pride and so much delight from our service to Him. Again, we said every time you light your candles, we learned this yesterday, we learned this the other day, that every time you light your candles, you think you're lighting candles down here, and what's the difference? No, those candles are connected up on high, and there's big lights going on up in all the worlds. And that's the idea that we have the three different levels. Right? There's three different levels. Again, what were the three different levels? Ner ishu beisai, right? That's the basic one that the one candle gets lit in the house. And then we said mahadrin is everyone lights one candle. Mahadrin, mina mahadrin, everyone lights, and it's lit, you add one every night. Three levels. Dainu ishu beisai v'ner l'chol echad kineged shleisha b'china shel hamshachas kedushas Eretz Yisrael ha'mevoyerin b'Torah, based on the three different levels of accepting Eretz Yisrael. We said there's the level of tzaddik, there's the level of the students, and then they are listening to this lesson at tzaddikim, and they are discussing amongst themselves, and then they discuss it with Hashem. That's the three best ways, and that's the best way to learn. You learn something, and then you discuss it amongst among the students, that discuss it amongst themselves. So then each one, they forgot one thing or whatever, whatever things, the other one remembered, and they help each other. And then together they go back home, and they work it out in their own minds, and they're able to process it, so they're able to advance. That's the way we can accept Eretz Yisrael. All right. And we learned the idea that the way Hashem Yisbarach takes a lot of pride in Klal Yisrael, and that's what Hashem writes in His Tefillin, right? And that's how we get more holiness in Eretz Yisrael. Again, because Einei Hashem Elekecha. Right? Hashem is looking at the land. The more mitzvahs we do in the land, Hashem is looking, you're doing my mitzvah, you're doing my mitzvah. The more Hashem looks at the Eretz Yisrael, the more protection we get and the more holiness we get. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is gazing, looking at Eretz Yisrael, v'gam kol mi shezoichel istakel al zoyse esparos, hu mamshech atzmai gam kein einei Hashem. And if you can see this beauty, you could see the beauty in other Jews doing mitzvahs, and you feel joy for other Jews doing mitzvahs. You feel that joy. You feel you're experiencing what Hashem experiences. And then you can make the Aviyah of Eretz Yisrael wherever you are. You're an ambassador. You become an ambassador when you could recognize and see the beauty in different communities and different people, what they're doing around the world. You're looking at the world with the avia, with the eyes of Eretz Yisrael. You're looking at the world. You're purifying the air. Ach mi shehu sheyizka lirois hispar. Ach mi shehu zeh sheyizka lirois hisparish Hashem Yisbarach rak mi shezoicha lirois hisatzadik yemes shu ikir hisparish Shel Yisrael. You can only get that if you could see the tzaddikim. If you see the tzaddik, and you learn and you appreciate what you're seeing via the tzaddik, then you can accomplish this. The same way that tzaddikim look at a person. A tzaddik never looks at a person and he sees, his shirt, he has a nice shirt, he has a nice suit. No. You walk into the tzaddik sees the neshama. He sees the beauty. What's the beauty of a Jew? The neshama. The tzaddik can recognize the neshama of a Jew. That's the beauty. So if you see a tzaddik and you understand what the tzaddik is doing, so then you can also look at things in that way, in a spiritual way, with spiritual eyes. V'azayu zayche gam kein lekabel hesparas azois v'nasen etzloi gam kein bechinas einayim. And he also gets these eyes. V'azay gam bechol mokim shu mistakel nase gam sham bechinas eretz Yisrael kamavoy sham heter. And this is based on lesson 40 in Likutey Halachos. You can look it up in lesson 40, okay? Nimsa, sheyei sholosh bechinas histaklis. There are 3 different ways you can look at things with your eyes. Shel al yedei zeh nasa kedushas eretz Yisrael. The hainu bechinas histaklis or einei Hashem. See the light of Hashem. The or einei Hashem. Bistaklis at tzaddik. Look at the tzaddikim. Klolius isparas. Ve'eineiim shel kol mi shezoichel lirais as a tzaddik. And then those that were able to see the tzaddik, you look at them. Those are the 3 different levels of seeing. V'kehu at tzaddik ki hu kolol mikol asparish Yisrael, because again the tzaddik is all inclusive of all the beauty of all the Klal Yisrael. Why? Because the tzaddik is all inclusive of all nishmas Yisrael. He's inclusive of all the souls of the Jewish people. The soul is the beauty. The tzaddik is inclusive of all, has inside of him all the souls of all the Jewish people. So of course he holds all the beauty. Because all the people come close to Hashem through the tzaddik, because again he's connected with their souls. And that tzaddik is able to see the beauty of Hashem. Ki afal pi shekosav Rabbeinu sham mi shehu yuchal lirois esparish shel Hashem yisbarach ze nemar al sosam b'nei adam shebevadei einam zoichin lirois es Hashem yisbarach sheyiru esparish shaloi aval tzadikim amitim heim royim es Hashem yisbarach v'esparusai. Okay, so in other words, there are not everyone can do this, but there are tzaddikim that can see this. And if we connect ourselves to those tzaddikim, that's amazing. Right? The Navi Yeshaya says, V'chein Michayo Amar Ra'isi es Hashem Yoishe. Micha said, I see Hashem, he's sitting, whatever that means. Again, it's not something physical, right? You can't say that he said, Micha said that as he saw Hashem sitting. It wasn't something physical. You know, Hashem is not physical. But he has that relationship. It's as if he could see Hashem sitting. V'al kein tzadikim ba'atzmam. B'vadei royim es esparish shel Hashem yisbarach ba'atzmai. V'gam heim ba'atzmam heim ikar esparis. They see the beauty of Hashem and they see and they understand they themselves are beauty of Klal Yisrael. And that's why it was also the Nesiim that were the ones that brought the contribution and the color for the shaven, their stone for the shaven, because again they are all inclusive of that stone, of that beauty, of that color from that shaven.
When we talk about the tzaddik,
Yeah.
is it only a live tzaddik, or it could be a dead tzaddik too? It could be his kever.
It could be the kever also.
And it doesn't have to be in Eretz Yisrael either. I guess,
No.
Wherever he is.
That's right.
You get the same kedusha.
You can get that kedusha exactly. If you could see a tzaddik, that's great. If we could find one, right, that would be really great.
Yeah. We're in the right place for it here.
Yeah, but okay. And we have the Yeridus Hadayrus, and we're really pretty much at the end, so it's. Yeah, okay. Shal yedei zeh nase kedushas Eretz Yisrael v'zeh b'chinas tzadikim yirshu aretz, as it says that the tzadikim are the ones that inherit the land. Tzadikim yirshu aretz. Ki kedushas Eretz Yisrael nimshach al yadam, because the holiness of Eretz Yisrael comes through them. Why? Because Hashem is looking at the beautiful things that they're doing and the beautiful things that they're causing other Jews to do. And through that causes a lot of isparis of Hashem, a lot of beauty, and a lot of pride Hashem takes in that, and therefore it's all dependent on the tzaddikim through them. We know that the kedusha down here goes based on what we're doing. The more we're doing, the better we're doing, the closer we're getting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course, we're going to have more kedusha. We're bringing more kedusha. It's all dependent on what we're doing down here. You see that? How empowering that is? Look at this. Is this not empowering? We want more kedusha? Good, let's do more mitzvahs. Let's learn more Torah. Let's give more tzedakah. Let's do more chasadim. The more we do down here, the more kedusha we infuse into the world. B'alkein kishenimshach kedushas eretz Yisrael al yedei Hashem Yisbarach al yedei Yistaklos einav Yisbarach shemai ba'atzmai adayin eina kedusha b'shleimus kol kach. When Hashem looks at the land and He brings kedusha, it's not complete yet, because it's what Hashem did. Hashem wants us to do something too. We have to do something. We have to do the mitzvah. Hashem puts kedusha in the land, but we have to attach ourselves to it. You understand? It's there, but if you don't attach yourself to it, it's not going to do anything. You understand? Mm-hmm. You can have the greatest telephone in the world, but if you don't connect it to a service, it won't work. The service is still there, though, right? Right? The tower is still giving its signal. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still sending His holiness. But you have to connect to it. Right? You can have a strong Wi-Fi. Right? You have no connection on your phone. Right? I'm using silly examples, but I'm trying to help you understand. You have no connection on your phone at all. Nothing. But there's Wi-Fi in the place. I have no holiness in myself. But there's holiness here. So I can connect myself to that holiness the same way I can take my telephone to the Wi-Fi, and then it works. I can work too. Is that amazing? Yeah. Now I try to give you examples to help understand what we're saying over here. The holiness is here, but you have to connect to it. You need the password, right? What's the password? Washing our hands. Kedusha. Going to a mikveh. Washing our hands. That's the password. Then you can connect to it. It's all connected to that. He can have the eyes of Hashem. The tzaddikim can see the way Hashem sees. Then you can have the kedusha of Eretz Yisrael b'shleimus. I'm telling you, this is so unbelievable how Reb Nosson, he connects every lesson to Eretz Yisrael. Is that not amazing? Every lesson. Every lesson. And there's no one that loved Eretz Yisrael more than Reb Nosson. No one. Look at every page. Isn't that amazing? I had no choice. I kept learning this sefer. I said, how can I live over there? It's all in Eretz Yisrael.
Yeah.
I don't understand. There's people all over the world that learn in Likutey Halachos, and they're just happy where they are. All right, whatever. Okay. That's how they understand why we have three different levels. The same way we have three different levels in the way we see things, there's three different levels in the mitzvah of Chanukah. And what is it again? Ner ishu beisai, one candle for each house. That's the idea of just drawing the light, the beauty of Eretz Yisrael. From Hashem. That's why it's one. Because it's Hashem. Hashem is one. So the first one level is one. It's one. Hashem is the one that fights all the battles. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the owner of the entire world, and the whole world is considered Hashem's bias, His house. Bereshis, Rosh, bias. How do you like that? Bereshis, Rosh, bias. Hashem is the head of the house, head of the household. What's the household? The world, all of creation. Huh? Umahadrin ner l'chol echad ve'echad. The mahadrin is what? Each person lights one candle. Each person. Zebechinas oris paris is galash eitzel kol echad ve'echad. Because there's a special beauty in each and every single Jew. The first one, lighting one candle, is connected to Hashem. Hashem is Ish Milchama. Hashem is the Balabayas. It's all Hashem. That's why we light one candle. That's the first level is light one candle. The second one, the level of Mahadrin, is everyone lights one. Why does everyone light one? Because each person is special. And each person has his own aspires, his own beauty, and his own, Hashem takes his own pride in each person. By days as Zeichel Lirais as Ores Paris Azois Al Yedei Shemistakel Batzadik Vizois as Paris Meir Biyoise Machma Shenizgadal as Paris Kol Kach Ad Shegam Anachnu Zeichel Lebechines Einayim Eilu Laham Shekadusha Yitzhol Yedei Estaklis Einav Boaz Meir and Kedusha Yitzhol Yoise Biyoise. And how does it work? Because each one of us connects to the tzaddikim, and because we connect to the tzaddikim, we have our own light. We have our own beauty, and each one of us, and that's why the second level is Mahadrin. Everyone sees the teachings of the tzaddikim, connects to the tzaddik when they pray, like it says in the Siddur, right? We connect to the tzaddikim, right? And we connect, when we connect to the tzaddikim, then we have the same, we can connect to the beauty of the tzaddik, the beauty of which is within each one of us. We each contain our own beauty, like it says, V'amech kulam tzadikim, right? That's the second level. By zeh she'anu mikablim zoyse espara zoychel einayim elu, v'azai gam b'chol mokim she'anu mistaklim nase kedushas Eretz Yisrael. And then a Jew can become on such a level that no matter where he goes in the world, he'll see Eretz Yisrael. He'll see the future where the whole world will be Yerushalayim. He sees that. And the more you can bring Eretz Yisrael even to Chutz La'aretz. Me'ira Eretz Yisrael mamish bar gadol v'niflo yoser. And this is what Rabbi Nachman was able to do. He came back from Eretz Yisrael and he brought into his place in the city of Breslov. He was able to bring the air of Eretz Yisrael. Amazing. He became that ambassador. He was able to carry the light. He was the tzaddik. He came to his sparas, the beauty of Eretz Yisrael. And he said, I couldn't accomplish anything without coming to Eretz Yisrael. The Rebbe said that. And he discounted all the Torah he had before he came to Eretz Yisrael, to after he came, they say he has a new understanding. Because it says that the Avi of Eretz Yisrael is mechakim. It makes a person wise. Ukemuvan heitiv sham ba'Torah shemaskel sham mi sheyadeya meretz Yisrael shetam be'emes tam Eretz Yisrael. Whoever has an idea of Eretz Yisrael, that tasted the holiness of Eretz Yisrael, shetam be'emes tam Eretz Yisrael, that he really tasted the true beauty, the truth and the beauty of Eretz Yisrael, azayu yochel lahakir ba'achar, ba'acher, ima oya eitzel atzadik al Rosh Hashanah. He can see to somebody else, he can look at somebody else and say, this guy was by the tzaddik. I see in his eyes, he was by the tzaddik al Rosh Hashanah. This guy wasn't. Yeah.
You're gonna get it every time.
Yeah.
This
is what the lesson said. Read the lesson. You read the lesson.
Make sure I'm gonna be there next year.
Yeah. Umasayim sham betamai. And he finishes over there with the reading, Ki al yedei ze'a'ir shohaya eitzel atzadik. This is all in lesson 40, by the way. Through a person being that with the tzaddik amiti, the true tzaddik, al Rosh Hashanah, nasa avi bechinetz Eretz Yisrael, he makes the airspace like Eretz Yisrael. And that's why when we're in Uman, the Kohanim will duchen. Right? It's interesting, right? Because it's the avi Eretz Yisrael. It's the airspace. If you go to other places, you won't duchen, right? You're a Kohen, you're duchen, right? You go up to give the blessings, right?
Okay, so but if
when you were in Houston, they asked you to go up to bless everyone every day?
No.
They never did, right? Never did, right? They don't ask any Kohen to go up there and bless
But
anyone.
isn't that really, because if every place, every synagogue is like you're in Israel, then they should duchen, no?
Okay, but here we're learning. Oh no, we're learning here. I'm just showing you something else. If you buy the place with the tzaddik, that's actually the Avi of Eretz Yisrael, and that's why they can't. That's why they chose to duchen over there. B'chol makom shehu mistakel bay umagishim tam Eretz Yisrael. You can taste the taste of Eretz Yisrael. Today, make it easy. They write everything in Hebrew. Everyone's speaking Hebrew over there. So they make it easier today. Today, they make it easier. Your mama should think you're in another little yeshuv or something today. The way that the signs are all over there. Because before he came to Eretz Yisrael, before the Rebbe came to Eretz Yisrael, right? He was mishtake. He long pined. He wanted to get to Eretz Yisrael. Pam echad, his vayed yachad im isha echad ben his oirelei chuka gedol Eretz Yisrael. The haven shezeh haish haya bevadei eitzel atzadikim. You see this? When you meet another yid, if you're in Chutz La'aretz, and you meet another yid, and he wants Eretz Yisrael so bad. Where did he get that burning desire for Eretz Yisrael? He was with the tzaddik. Yossi always says he was reading Rabbi Nachman and made him to come to Eretz Yisrael, right? He always says that, right? Right? Yossi says that, right? He was reading it. How could I not be in Eretz Yisrael, right? All right, V'shol es oisa ya'ish v'chein hava. There was a story. There was a man that wanted to come to Eretz. He wanted so bad Eretz Yisrael. They asked him, "Were you by the Rebbe for?" Yeah, I was by the Rebbe for Rosh Hashanah. They realized that it really works. Ki siper loy shaya eitzel kama tzadikim al Rosh Hashanah. Inyan zeh besichas shaloi in Chaim Aran. You can find it in the chapter 54. Nimsa, Shaydei Zeh Ha'ish, Shezoiche Le'enayim. This Jew that comes up with these eyes, he merits to have these eyes. Shebechol Mokim Shu Mistakel Naaser Bebechinas Eretz Yisrael. Everywhere he looks, he makes Eretz Yisrael. Everywhere he looks. Afilu b'chutz la'aretz, even if he's in chutz la'aretz. He's not in Israel. So in other words, you could be in a place and you can cause people to want to come to Eretz Yisrael. Amazing. Kizeh klal שהקדושה כל מה שנמשכת למטה יויסה לקדש ולתר מקוימוס החיצוניים יויסה אין הקדושה נגרס על ידי זה חס ושלום אדרבה נסבסף. It doesn't lower, it actually gets more powerful. Allah or Godov and Ifle Yosef Yosef Kifle Kiflaim, it gets doubled and much more powerful. Al kein kol mashem mamshichin kedusha yitzol b'chutz la'aretz Yosef v'Yosef aydei bechinas einayim shel kol echad v'echad. The more you can infuse Eretz Yisrael more in chutz la'aretz through each person, aydei zeh nisvasef or godol b'Eretz Yisrael, you can increase more light of Eretz Yisrael ba'atzma Yosef v'Yosef al kein. Magishim Yosef Yosef Meitam Eretz Yisrael Mishteik Eretz Yisrael b'Yosef. You want more Eretz Yisrael. More people will want more Eretz Yisrael, and you want more Eretz Yisrael, and we all, even us here, we want more real of Eretz Yisrael. Zeh bechinas mahadrin ner lechol echad shezeh bechinas oris paris hanimshach ayidei kol echad. That's the light. And the asparis, the candle of each person that lights, and the neshama, the candles, the neshama, and the neshama of every single yid is so special. Okay, now let's do mahadrin umahadrin. Okay, that's the highest level. That's the way Rabbi Hillel says. Zeh bechinas oris parish shel tzaddik ba'atzmai shu kolol mi'akol. That's the light of the tzaddik, that he is inclusive of all the people. Mikol esparish shel Yisrael, of all the beauty of Klal Yisrael. Kihu mikorev kol Yisrael Hashem, because he's in charge. He's the one. He's the vehicle bringing all the Jews closer to Hashem. So of course he contains all the beauty. Gam Hashem is baruch mispoyer by b'yosem mikol Yisrael, and Hashem takes more pride in this tzaddik than everyone else because he's bringing everyone back. Machmas goydel tzidkosai, because of his great righteousness, v'tayrosai, and his Torah study. Umasav, and his good actions, Maisim Tovim, his good actions, his mitzvahs, and Maisim Tovim that he's doing. He called me, Sha'isa Ritzayna Yizbarach Yaisa Mispire by Hashem Yizbarach Yaisa. The more you do Hashem's Ratzon, the more Hashem has more pride in you. Isn't that so nice? The more mitzvahs you do, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees more pride in you. V'gam atzadik zoiche lirais esparis hashal Hashem Yizbarach ba'atzmai. Right? The main isparis of Hashem is through the tzaddik. V'alkein ikar isparis hu tzaddik. V'hu zoiche b'yoyse lebechinas einayim. And the tzaddik comes to this idea of the eyes, like tamet einei Hashem elekecha. He gets those eyes too. And that's why he can draw the most kedusha of Eretz Yisrael. Go and increase every night. B'chol yoyim. Shal yedei zeh mamshichin ha'or shel isparis shel tzaddik shu b'chinas Yosef moisif v'hoylech Yosef. Tzaddik. Yosef is known as the tzaddik. So we share moisif v'hoylech Yosef. We add. Then like his name, add to your avodah b'chol yom, adding to your avodah every day. Remember, we say every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. You add something new to your avodah, make it fresh. As far as Hayodei bebechinas vayihi Yosef yefei toya v'yefei mara. Yosef was very beautiful, and he had a lot of light to him, and he was very pleasant to look at. Because the tzaddik of Yosef, he's the real beauty. His actions, it may not be that the tzaddik itself is beautiful, but his actions, what he stands for is so beautiful. Because he's inclusive of all the asparas, all the beauty. Yosef al Shem. Osaf Elikim Escher Posi. What did Rachel Imeinu say? Rachel Imeinu said, when she named Yosef, she said, Osaf Elikim Escher Posi. Hashem gathered in my embarrassment, my cherpa. Cherpa hu heipach isparis. Oh, embarrassment is the opposite of being pride, having pride, right? What's the opposite? Someone's embarrassed. Having pride is the opposite of being embarrassed. Right? No?
I don't know.
Well, that's what the Rebbe is telling us.
All right, yeah.
Cherpa hu heipach isparis. Cherpa is the opposite of isparis. V'hakoved, and honor. Right? You have embarrassment and honor. Isparis is covered, honor. Honor, embarrassment. They're two opposites, correct? The Yosef bechinat tzaddik hu ma'asef umevatel kol hacherpas ubizyonis. Yosef was able to nullify all of the embarrassment and all of the whatever. Again, cherpa is I don't know how you want to. You have a better word for cherpa? Disgrace, maybe disgrace. Disgrace. Okay, disgrace and embarrassment. Okay, there we go. Ki hu megale kol ha'asparas v'hakoved she'Hashem yizbarach mispaya mischave b'Yisrael shehu heipach ha'cherpos v'habizyonis, which is the opposite of the disgrace and the embarrassment. V'zeh bechinas moisif v'hailech. That's why Beis Hillel says we're moisif v'hailech. Why? Bechinas Yosef. Oh, Yosef adds more, takes away the embarrassment, takes away the disgrace. Moisif v'hailech. Shu bechinat tzaddik nikri Yosef Hashem shem Moisef v'hailech. He goes and continues to add more. He adds to his avodah every single day. Unbelievable. Look, how Rav Nassim plays with the word. Beis Hillel says, Maisif Oile. Oh, that's Yosef. He's the opposite. The Tferes, Kavod, is the opposite of Cherpa and Bizayin. Yosef Hashem li ben Acher. Yosef Hashem li ben Acher. He gave me another child. Ki atzadik Maisif Avaydasai b'chol eis. Umaskil b'chol pam mechodash. He starts again, always starting again. This is such an important lesson. Every single day, I'm a chadesh b'tuvay b'chol yom tamid. V'ze ikar hashashuim v'esparish Hashem yisbarach b'chol ha'esparish v'shashuim Hashem yisbarach hu al yedei chidushim daika. Hashem loves when we have new things. He loves to see new things. Hashem loves newness. When something else comes, some new spirus comes, if you're zeicher to bring back somebody that was distant from Hashem, somebody was distant, and you can bring him back to come into the fold to serve Hashem, how much Hashem appreciates that, how precious that is to the Rabbeinu Shalom. That someone that didn't understand the beauty, that didn't understand, he didn't know, and you bring him back, now there's something new to Hashem. He wasn't there before. Add one candle, add one Jew. Take a Jew that didn't go to shul. Take a Jew that didn't understand about mitzvahs, didn't understand, and now make the Jew be able to do mitzvahs and things. That's new. Now he wants to serve Hashem. Wow. That's the main joy that Hashem has. How do you like that? Listen to these words. All of the great people and all of the great things that they're doing all the time doesn't mean so much to Hashem. There's one new Jew. He joins the fold. He's the focus on him. Even though everyone else is doing their thing and they're all great. But this one Jew comes in. Wow. All eyes are on this new Jew. It's amazing. Look at this. Look at the example he brings. Yisrael. Yisrael was all the way on the other side. He was the Kohen Midian, right? He was the priest of all the idol worshippers, of all the idols. He knew every single idol. Yisrael was able to make Hashem's name great up on high and in this world. Because the greatest thing is when you can take people that are distant from Hashem and bring them back. Hashem appreciates that more than anything else. Because this pride is the idea of levushim, garments. Rabbi Yochanan called his garments his honor. Rabbi Yochanan, the great Rabbi Yochanan, called his garments his honor. The main greatness of the garments is when you have a new garment to Hashem. Right? When Hashem has a new garment, that's beautiful. Mispoya belevushe malcha sheyesh loy mikvar afilu im heim yikarim miyod. But the king never wants to wear the same robe again, the same suit again. No, even it was a beautiful suit. He can't wear it again. He needs something new. Isn't that amazing? The king can't wear the same thing twice. He needs something new. Even though it's perfect, he wore it one time. But he needs something new again.
Why?
That's how it works. The Melech doesn't have great pride with his garments. Sheyesh le mikvar from he had before. Even if they're very beautiful garments. So that's why when you bring someone new to Hashem, a new guy comes in. That's a new garment. He didn't see it before. Oh, that's beautiful. I need that one. That's a new garment. That's the great cheering, greatness that Hashem has. Ki ta'anug tamidi ein noi tanug. How do you like this? If you have something all the time, the same thing, is that a tanug? Is that something you enjoy?
It's boring.
Huh?
It's boring.
You get bored. You want something new. You can't eat the same thing every single day. You get bored of it. Right? You give a guy, I love ice cream. And just give this guy ice cream to eat all day long, in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And then again the next day. He'll hate ice cream. And he may love it. But if that's the only thing he's going to eat, believe me, he's not going to like it no more. Look what he says, because he says here, ki tanig tamidi. If you have a certain delight, and it's regular, ein noi tanig. That doesn't become a tan. That's no delight anymore. And therefore, the same way Hashem says, okay, you guys are doing all the nice things. Yeah, it's great, but I want something new. Bring me another Jew. I want a new Jew. If you wear a garment a certain day, you can't wear that same garment the next day. If you had you wore a certain garment in the morning, you can't wear that in the evening. You have to change your garments. You know, it's like when the people go to the hotel, right? They always have to, every meal, they have to come with a different suit. Different, right? It's a big thing, right?
Especially the women.
They have to come, they need a different dress. They can't come with the same dress. These are all, that's all a mashal for the nimshal. Why do they do that? This is how it is by Hashem. But it's not physical by Hashem. Hashem wants another soul that got lost. Bring me back my soul. That's why the tzaddikim is so important by Hashem, because they help bring back the souls. Hashem Yisbarach mispaya b'chol eisel b'levushim chadashim anasem ha'yidei yiskarves ha'rechoikim. Hashem enjoys so much those that come back. Those Jews that make tshuva and they come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu shemiskarvem b'chol pam ha'yidei tzaddik adar shu b'chinas Yosef. Maybe we'll finish this tomorrow. I don't know. Should we? It's long still. What?
We need to stop.
We have to stop. Yeah. You have to go.
Pretty soon.
Okay. I'm sorry, we got very involved.
No, it's all right. It's a long one.
No, but it's a good lesson. Come on. How Hashem loves every new person that comes in. Is that amazing? All right, so we'll pick it up tomorrow. Ki zeh tzaddik maskil ba'atzmai. That's the tzaddik. He starts over again himself. The tzaddik starts over himself. Okay, that's where we'll pick it up tomorrow.
Really?
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're all starting over every day. So
Yeah,
every day,
every
he has
day's
a new Jew, so
Jew,
Hashem
right.
is happy.
That's right, exactly. Let's learn halacha in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're learning Hilchas Chanukah. We're learning Libudim on Chanukah. Hilchas Chanukah. Wow, okay, we're all involved in Chanukah. Baruch Hashem. Okay, today we're up to Ches? Tes. Okay. Here, Tes. Okay, so we're in Kuf Lamed Tes, 139, and today we're up to Tes. Haneres yu b'shu'ura achas b'shava. The candle should be in one line, and they should be the equal height. Right? B'shava, the height. V'loy echad gavoya ve'echad namuch. One shouldn't be higher and lower. You know, you see some of these menorahs, these Chanukiyot, and some of these menorahs that these guys make, these artists. So they make one higher, they make this, they make all these. No. We want something straight, flat. It has to be flat. All the candles the same height. V'yu hefsek bein ner l'ner, and there should be a separation between each. They shouldn't be too close, especially if you're using candles, right? If you're using candles, you make them too close, they burn down much faster because of the heat from one candle to the next, right? So if you're using candles, you should certainly spread them out wider, so that way they can burn their full time that they're supposed to burn. V'shaloi yiskarev halahav shel zeh lazeh v'yu k'may medura, so that one flame shouldn't join to the next, and it'll be like a torch. Uvenera shel shava yiyu hefsek, when you have no, like we just said, if you have ones that are with wax, right? There should be a hefsek shelo yischamem zeh mizeh v'sitoiv hashava v'iskalkalu. So again, like I just said to you before, if you're having, especially if you have candles, you can't put them one to the other because they're going to put each other out. There's going to be too much heat between them. Miloi ka'ara shemen v'hakifa pesilas. If you put too much oil in it, you'll put out the wick, right? V'im kafa alea kli. The kol pesila oila b'shvil ner echad. Oh, no, wait a second. What's he saying here?
Yeah,
One vessel, and you have the kli in there, right? Around them, right? That's no good. We don't like that. No. In kafa lekli pesila oila b'shvil ner echad loy kafa alea kli afilu the ner echad einay oila. It doesn't work even for one. Yeah.
That could work. But if it's not covered, it doesn't.
No, because if you have oil in one thing, and then you have things, and you have a cover on top, and you put a wick in each one, you can determine. Then that would be okay. But we don't do that. We have each individual cups. Is much better to do it like that. I guess the artists have to see these things so they know they can't do it. They can't design things. I feel in the echad einay oila, it doesn't work even with one can. Okay, lefisha kemedura, it's like a medura because you have too many wicks in one thing. It looks like a torch, and we want a candle. We don't want to. Ner sheyesh shnei piyos. If a candle has more than two wicks, right?
There is like a thing from terrace.
Yeah.
If it has two holes in it, you shouldn't use that.
Has two candles. Lo yadliku b'ishnayim, don't afilu b'layla rishon on the first night mishum the leika heka kama neiros malikos. You can't determine because again we said that the shama should be a different height. So if they're the same thing, you don't know it's the first night, the second night. Okay. All right, so we'll do Yud tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem. All right, very good. And then we're up to 10, and then we have altogether 26. Okay, fine. We'll finish in the Mitzvah Hashem. Okay, everyone have a wonderful day, and remember, everyone that joins in with Hashem gives Hashem tremendous joy. Kol tov, everybody.